had grown b-boy in knowledge. The pillars of the game, but a six emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight. Visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite. From the pages to the beats, a seamless blend. The sixth element, where two worlds transcend.
Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guided the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the Sixth Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
What up? It is the Sixth Element collectibles tonight, baby, because we got some goodness for y'all. Now, what's good, y'all? Sixth Element here. We got some reviews, some unboxings. We got some answers to those bleeding questions. And Stu Dog, what's up, man?
Peace.
Peace. Fantastic Four was damn good. Yes, it was. It really was. And yeah, I think the answer is clear who won that battle. The comic fans, baby. Yeah, man. It was the whole deal between Superman and Fantastic Four. We're gonna get into that as well. We're gonna talk about this new wave of classifieds that have just dropped. Check it out, Stu.
That Flint is hard.
A lot of people
don't look too much different from the other Flint, but I like it though. I like it.
Well, it's a lot more different than you think. And I'll tell you something else. A lot of people were excited about it based on the graphic the graphic review, preview images.
Right.
I can tell you I'm one of the first people to get this wave. A lot of people still haven't gotten it yet. And he said, but Superman was many damns good. But yeah, a lot of people haven't gotten this wave yet. And that's, very, I don't know what you call it, par for the course for Hasbro, because Hasbro is phenomenal at shipping things randomly at random times, not telling us when they're coming and telling us they're coming and they're not, and not telling us they're coming and they do. And it's just notorious. Order one thing, get two. Order two things, get one. It's ridiculous. And a lot of people right now have not gotten the Rattler, which is the Haslab from last year. And right now, Hasbro has not been able to fund the Haslab for this year. The Snowcat likely not going to fund. Not funding.
So not enough people. So the funding is about how many people order it. So if a certain amount of people order it, then they go with the project, basically.
How many people paid the 300 whatever? You pay for it. You prepay for it.
I mean,
now every Haslab. It's not no.
You know,
It's got nothing to do with that.
Who got three? No. I'm not saying it has anything to do with it. I'm just saying with today's economy and versus your wallet, you might not have $300 to spend on a Snowcat. You might need to put that towards something else.
Yeah. Well, every Haslab in the past has always funded right away. This one still hasn't. Not only does it fund right away, all the tiers unlock pretty much right away.
Yeah.
Not only is this one not unlocked any tiers, this one hasn't even funded at all. Not even the base. Without tiers, nothing. Not at all. Right as it is right now, the Snowcat will not be made. And the sad thing is that the pity about it is the reason that is ignorant people, ignorant collectors who don't pay attention, who don't do research, who don't listen, and they assume and they listen to rhetoric and they follow social media friends, not Hasbro and bullshit. And so they believe shit that isn't true, and that's why they're not funding the Snowcat. The first myth that people believe is that it was originally not supposed to be a Haslab. It was supposed to be something that just came out because they told us it was. And now that it's a Haslab, they must be bamboozling us because they already told us the Snowcat was too small for a Haslab. Well, geniuses, what they did was made it bigger. So now the Snowcat that they weren't gonna make, they were gonna make it just as like a vamp or something like that. Now it's a Haslab because what they did is instead of going with the Snowcat, the 1980s toy Snowcat scale, which was a certain scale to the size of the character, and it was a certain size vehicle. That vehicle at that scale would be too small for a Haslab. It would be a regular thing. However, if you watch the cartoon, all through the cartoon, anytime the Snowcat is shown, it's almost double the size scale-wise. So what they did was they made the Snowcat Haslab based on the cartoon scale, not the 80s toy Snowcat scale. And this was not something that wasn't understood. They flat out explained this. But like I said, ignorant people don't listen. They don't pay attention. They follow bandwagons. They jump on, they don't think for themselves. They don't do any research. It's like the people that voted for who. No research went into that. They just did what they thought they were told they were supposed to do because that's what everyone else did. And if you weren't, blah, blah, blah. So it's the same thing. It's sheep mentality. And I mean, at this point, you're telling me you funded patches, you funded repaints, you funded made-up characters, but you won't fund a fucking camp playset. You won't fund Flint and Lady J. You won't fund like full-on figures and a playset, but you'll fund figures and some patches. Right away, you'll jump to do it. But this you won't do. The other reason is this. A lot of people, and a lot of silly people, in my opinion, really wanted the Haslab to be a Mobat or a Mauler. Well, that's a brown tank. Do you think, personally, I'm not going to fill up this much fucking space in my room for a giant green tank? That could be any tank. There's nothing specific about the tank to know it's G.I. Joe. The Snowcat, on the other hand, is a custom thing. It's a G.I. Joe toy. It's recognizable. It's not, it couldn't be anything else. You know what it is. And that motherfucker's bad. It's got features. It's crazy. It's got all kinds of, it's bright. But you'd rather have a green tank. Why? Do you think it's going to be remote controlled? It's not. Think it's going to be motorized? It's not. You just want a big tank. You're not making no sense. So because they didn't make the Mobat, all the reasonings for not buying the Snowcat, for not funding the Snowcat, are all faulty. Nobody knows all the information and still isn't funding the Snowcat, and that's what's frustrating. So sad. Yeah. What's good, Corey in the building? He said I saw Superman, but not Fantastic Four yet. Well, we're gonna get into the good details on that. I mean, we saw both. We talked about them. We reviewed them. And the battle rages on. The debate rages on. And if you ask me who won the battle out of these two movies, it's plain and simple. We did. The fans won because they were both phenomenal. They both were dope comic book movies, and they were both a change from the half decade of mediocrity that we've been having to deal with, with both DC and Marvel. And this, everyone thought this was going to be the showdown of the summer, and you got DC Superman over here, and you got with James Gunn, and the other corner you got a sheepish Marvel Studios pulling the ace out of its hole with the Fantastic Four First Steps, led by the ubiquitous Pedro Pascal, and the winner by any metric, Rotten Tomatoes, audience response, box office gross, all of those metrics are too close to call. They're too close. You can't it's like if it's 1% over on this one, they beat it with $1 on this one. They're so like neck and neck. The real victors, I think, is definitely the fans, because we finally have something to look forward to again. This new age of heroes, this new age of comic book films, after a decade and a half of diminishing returns and so-called comic book movies that just really aren't that. And shout out to yo beloved shoot peace. When did I start streaming? Oh, well, we started streaming a couple of years ago now at this point, but we're not super heavy on Twitch yet, man. We're chilling over here on YouTube, but peace to the Twitch crew and people over there chopping it up, man. We haven't really dug into the what do you call it, the I don't know, the features of Twitch yet, but we will definitely be popping over there and getting it on at some point soon. But yeah, we've been doing this a while, but hey, welcome. Thank you for coming and chopping it up with us and checking us out. And hit that like, subscribe. You know what it is. And we do this every Wednesday and every Saturday at 7 p.m. live. But yes.
Yeah, I really don't think they should compare. I mean,
yeah, you can't.
we've been wanting a good Marvel movie for a while, so that's a win. So we
Boom.
should go with that. And we've been wanting a good DC movie for a while. We got one, so that's still a win.
Boom.
To compare the two
You're losing.
like you're losing. Yeah, just be glad that we got two good superhero movies this summer and roll with that. Like that's it. Because if they were both bad, we'd be in outrage. And if one was good and one was bad, we still be in outrage. So be glad you got two good movies and you got nothing to complain about. You can go see Superman 1 week, Fantastic Four the next week. If you haven't seen them yet, or you say, well, you know what, I'll go see Fantastic and Super. Doesn't matter. You got two good movies.
Exactly.
And let's be happy, man. Let's just be happy. And like you said, we got something to look forward to now because these movies came out good and they do the next set of movies, like these movies, we'll be good to go. There shouldn't be no more complaints, And judging by the stuff that we got, man, what is the Marvels? Come on, Fantastic Four was way better than that, and the Eternals. So I'm happy. Yeah. And according to Hollywood, those are supposed to be big movies, make a lot of money. The movies that you should go see, you have to see. You need. If you don't go see those movies, you're not a real person. You're not that dude. You ain't in. Nah, none of that surrounding these two movies. They were just good, entertaining. I was thoroughly entertained by watching both of them. I have no complaints.
Yeah. You can't. I mean, because a rising tide lifts all boats is a maxim that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has long deployed about his competition across the comic book aisle. DC, the DCU, and now James Gunn, one of his old soldiers, is now a general in his own army. And but with DC usually flagging and Marvel firing on all cylinders, that always arrived with a little whiff of Big Brother patting his sibling on the head. So, but now though, DC and Marvel are both succeeding, both creating a game of one-upmanship that I think should bring the energy back, and what had become a very stale genre. Motherfuckers were like superhero fatigue and all these ridiculous terms that just basically were just a symptom of repetition. You keep making the same movie over and over. It's not superheroes are the problem. Certainly comic books can't be the problem. I mean, obviously comic books vary in let me explain something to you. Comic books is the best medium on the planet over movies, over music, over videos, over video games. Comic books encompass everything. They hands down, they have the widest variety. They appeal to everyone. There's something for everyone. And it's no coincidence that both Superman, Fantastic Four embrace all of the comic fandom, on which, because look, if you're a fan of comic books, you don't hate Marvel or you don't hate DC. This is what people don't understand. Like, Marvel guys still like some DC shit. And DC guys still appreciate some Marvel shit. That's,
Yeah.
I'm a Marvel guy, you're a DC guy, but we both love shit on the other side. So
Oh, what you said? I never compared either one because I know they're vastly different. So there's no
yeah,
comparison. They're too
they are.
different to compare. The structure in which Marvel writes comics is different than the structure in which DC writes and produce comics. You just
Mhm.
gotta love them for what they give you.
Yeah. Yeah, because they always got something different. They always got something for everybody. And both of these movies are both very colorful, very silly and spectacular, and a breath of fresh air, something different from the monotony that we've been getting, and from, direct tributes to Jack Kirby, James Gunn, name checking Fleischer's rubber hose Superman cartoons in the lead up to the release. Each used, the past to forge this new path forward. Like they both showed love and respect and homage to the genre, to the medium, I should say. And that's what I love about these movies. They both are just like comic books in live action. They're comic books on screen. And miss me with the female Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four characters are different than they should. First of all, it's a different universe. We've all loved comic books, and I know every person that's into comics digs it when there's a what if, or a here's a multiverse saga. Here's what's going on in the multiverse. Shit, the Council of Reeds, where there was 100 Reed Richardses on the page. Like, we love that shit. We love seeing the different versions. And now you got people complaining about the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom. It's a multi. Do you read comics? Like, bro, that's what they do. You know how many times has the motherfucker turned around and it's been the same, face of this guy, but it's that guy, and it's because it's the multiverse, and he's a version that looks like him, but he's really this guy. Victor Von Doom in this universe looks like Tony Stark. That's not crazy. To any comic book fan, that's like, yeah, cool. What's next? But
Right. That's like,
movie,
yeah, the
other
antenna
people,
go up.
I mean, but if you don't read comics, you're not used to that. You're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, they can't do that. Why would they? Oh, that's silly. It's comics, and that's why I can accept the fact that Silver Surfer. My thing is not. I don't care if Shalabal, if Silver Surfer's a female, or what. I just care if the movie's written well, if the characters are written well, and the shit's cool and entertaining and fun, and if it feels like a comic book. It doesn't have to feel like a specific comic book that I read. It just has to feel like a comic book in a movie way. And I think that's what Fantastic Four nails on the head so well. It's a comic book in live action. You know what I mean? It's not a motion comic. It's not a comic. It's not a movie with cells on the screen and shit, panels. It's a movie, but you feel the vibe of a comic. It's like what you imagine in your head while you're reading a comic. It's not a comic book on the screen. It's what you imagine in your head while you're reading a comic. That's like the vibe you get when you're reading a comic. You're reading a movie. Comic books are still images, but they go in succession. So your brain imagines all the shit in between, and you don't miss a beat. It doesn't feel like you're looking at pictures when you read a comic. You feel like that shit is happening because you're using your imagination. And the movie basically just does all that for you. That's what movies have always been. Books, your imagination on screen. It's like when they adapt a book. It's not the exact book word for word. You're not going to have a guy walk out and go, the trees were swaying slightly on the left and the sun shone in from the... No one's going to say that. You just see it. In the book, they actually write it. In the movie, it's just there. So, you got to have a little, imagination, a little discernment. But, the one thing, it doesn't have to, Fantastic Four was certainly not the 626, 616, it's the 828.
Yeah, it's 828. Yeah, and it says it as soon as the movie starts. Lets you
Yeah,
know you're in a different one.
exactly. So you
And
cannot.
even when Tony Stark playing Doom, if you think about it, what if the Tony Stark that we saw in all these movies wasn't Tony Stark at all? What if it was always Doom or a Doom variant? I mean,
I mean,
we
hey,
don't know. And they're
that'd
throwing
be
around a theory now. They're throwing the theory around like an Endgame. I was just, watching and reading the other day. They were saying how when Tony goes back in time and he's talking to his father said he's expecting a child, and the time that he went back to shouldn't have been the time that Tony Stark said he was born. The one that went
right.
back, it was
Mhm.
years before, and they're saying that what if the child was born and he had an ailment, and you know how rich people hide their children with ailments. And what if they adopted a war-torn child from Latvia who was Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom, and then just gave him the Stark last name?
And
You don't know.
for those who think that's far fetched, you don't read comics. Cause that's some
Yeah.
comic book shit. That's how it would go. My bad. I left this shit all on the screen. My bad. But yeah, the Fantastic Four, planet eating gods, evil clones in the wrong hands. It could have been each universe's shark jumping moment. And under the directors Matt Shakeman and James Gunn, they are a confident mission statement. Anything goes in this brave new world. The multiverse, frustratingly, has never quite really unlocked the supercharged potential of the Silver Age villains and colorful capers. And in one fell swoop, though, Fantastic Four and Superman have brightened things up, made everything fair game. Anything goes. Comic book shit is all good now, and you know, uh, it doesn't have to be realityized. It doesn't have to be grounded, so grounded that it's no longer a comic book. And it's just like, that's what I've been missing. I'm not all for that grounded shit. Like, I don't want it to be realistic. I preferred Tim Burton and Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson and them over Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan and them. Like, I don't want Joel Schumacher. I don't want goofy, but I want
Mm,
serious, but I don't want real. Like, that's just not a comic. Like, that's just a movie. Like, and then it's like, in that real world, you're telling me there's a guy dresses up like a bat and runs around with a cape on. Like, nah. Like, no, you can't. It's got to be one or the other. So we're making comic book movies here. Stop being scared of making a comic book movie. And now we see it's like how Daredevil, it's like how Deadpool and Wolverine proved that not that it hasn't been proven before, but proved that comic book movies, rated R comic book movies, are successful. Proved it so much that it was the most successful rated R movie of all time. Not
mm.
just comic book movie, rated R movie
They are
of all
movie.
time.
Yeah.
And so the optimism, the punk rock of Reed Richards and Superman. We've had cynical heroes, self-destructive heroes galore. So it feels good in a real world mired in turmoil to have a set of heroes that are like really unabashedly working towards a greater good. Without the snarling and the dark edginess, and so they can use their stretchy fists and their heat vision and respectively, sure, but they are emblematic of so much more. A chance to entertain and inspire a new generation of audiences and storytellers, bringing young Gen Z kids into comics. And all along the way, you got Marvel and DC. uh the movie, the studios anyway, they somehow they lost that idea, and I think now it's back. Now they realized again that this shit is comic books. Like, let's keep it comic book, and let's try to do something that fans of comic books will appreciate instead of just trying to piss them off. And so DC, I think, may just have undergone a literal reboot, but for both, this I think resembles a creative reboot at least, and that should be the catalyst for the next decade of storytelling. And which it's why it's so frustrating that through sheer bad luck or lack of forward planning, there's so little to capitalize on. The instant momentum has propelled both Marvel and DC into relevancy once more. A handful of shows now are on the way. We got Peacemaker 2. We got which might be the most important. And then we've got Eyes of Wakanda. We've got Marvel Zombies. Wonder Man is coming around. So which some of this stuff may be total crap. It may be good. Who knows? But what I hope that it is comic booky. That's my word, comic booky. Like, I don't care as long as it's comic booky. And with no new follow-ups until next summer's Supergirl. So we got Spider-Man Brand New Day coming down the road, and something Marvel would have been hugely benefited from is a nice break like this. Just do quality, not quantity. So I think we're getting that now. And still, I think, it'll give everyone a chance to sort of bask in Metropolis and the 828 universe, absorb it, enjoy it for a minute, like milk it. You know what I mean? You don't have to just move it out the way for the next thing, because it's like, let us sink. Me, I had to watch Fantastic Four a couple times. Like, I watched it a couple times. It far exceeded my expectations. I did not expect it to be that good. I didn't expect to like Haslab at all, and I think she was awesome. So there you go. And I think it feels like we've reached a pre-Avengers Endgame hype cycle again, and so I'm happy. I'm excited. I know you guys are excited, and it's looking up. So, if you ask me who won, I say we did.
Yeah, because we got two good movies. You're right.
Because we got two
good movies, bro. That's how I look at it. We got two good movies. Like, if you go to the movies, you want to be entertained. You spend your $17, $14, whatever. I mean, and you come out of there disappointed. You understand why people be ranting and they be ranting, they turn straight to keyboard warriors. You understand it. I mean, you're paying enough to go in there. You spend money on popcorn. You want to sit down. You want to be entertained. You got big screen, surround sound, and the movie's crap. You're like, oh, hell no. But there's no comparison, people. We got two good movies. That's all we ask is for good movies. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
That's always, yeah. So that, the comparison, the nerd nitpick and all that, it makes no sense. I just want some good movies, man. Like me and Reno was younger in the 80s and the 90s. It really came out with some. When you go back and look, they came out with some dope movies. There was some really, really talented directors. There was some good actors, really good story writers. I mean, some far-fetched stuff came out. Like what was the movie with Van Damme and Universal Soldier? That was out there.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody had to be high. Somebody had to be high to think about that.
Shit.
You took soldiers from Vietnam.
I love
you took
Cyborg
soldiers from Vietnam. Cyborg was good too. You took soldiers from Vietnam, reanimated their bodies. You had to keep them cool because they would overheat, and they were super soldiers. I mean, come on, bro. Who says you got to be high to think about something like that? I mean, then we had a Cyborg, Bloodsport. Let me see what else, man. Hard Target. I mean, we had a lot of good movies in the 90s and the 80s. I mean, let's give it up for Hollywood giving us something good for once. And it's been a minute since we had something good.
Bro, speaking of, we got the MCU has officially cast the new Iron Fist. You see, I like that term, nerd nitpick. Hit it with the nerd nitpick.
Yeah, you can
Remember
use
that?
that. You can use
I
that.
bought it.
Have they?
Yeah,
Because I was
but
excited
Iron
when they
Fist.
said
Yeah.
they was gonna redo Iron Fist, man. Iron Fist needed to be redone.
Yeah.
It was
No, they're
sad. It
about
was
to
a sad
introduce
thing.
a new Iron Fist as another version of the hero is now being cast in the franchise. And while there aren't many movies, Marvel movies scheduled this year. The franchise does have several TV shows coming out for the rest of the year. And following the release of Fantastic Four First Steps, the MCU is revisiting the animation world with the Eyes of Wakanda joint. And then that's coming out August 1st on Disney Plus. And then one of the characters that is going to be in Eyes of Wakanda is a new Iron Fist. So it's not a new Iron Fist show. It's a new Iron Fist actor playing the character. And so now I want to see Eyes of Wakanda because honestly, I didn't really care for it. It's not. I don't. There's no Black Panther. Like I don't care. Like but that's just me. But Iron Fist, that's cool. I'll check that out. It's going to be a prequel series, so maybe Black Panther's going to be in it. I don't know. I'm not. No, if he is, I'm down. But the details very limited about this new Iron Fist. The actor though has been revealed, and guess what? Let me ask you a question. How can I ask this question?
Break it down. Just
So
ask it.
the new Iron Fist is a female, but
We knew that.
you could have guessed it.
Yeah. At the end
You
of the
could have
last Iron Fist, at the end of the last Iron Fist episode, he passed the Iron Fist to a female.
exactly. So this is the MCU in every sense of the word, and it always has been and will be as long as the people that are running it are continue running it. And listen, as long as they start writing good shit again, I'm on board because it's Marvel characters. I won't say it's Marvel characters I know or the versions of them that I know, but it's the characters that I know, and a lot of times we get good versions, and so I'm excited to see anything that Marvel does with any characters that I know, as long as it's written well and done good. Now, when they take and completely gender swap or race swap or just completely change a character's appearance so dramatically that it might as well be a different character, the only way I'm going to appreciate it is if it's written extremely well. And then I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to nail it. And this is Iron Fist here. There she is. An Iron Fist in Disney Plus animated show, Eyes of Wakanda, but not the Iron Fist you'd expect. But yeah, if you didn't expect it, I think you're not been paying attention. So yeah, I expected it. Once I saw them do a female Silver Surfer, nothing, no holds barred, nothing, anything goes. You couldn't have paid me to believe that shit. If you told me that, a year before they announced it, that was gonna happen, I would have laughed at you. No way. They would never do that. Even when they announced it, I was like, no way. That's not gonna happen. Not because I didn't want it to happen, because I didn't think they'd go that far. But once they did, nothing. I don't put nothing past them now. They could do anything. They'll do anything. So Danny Rand, no more. And and you're right. That's the Iron Fist that he passed the mantle to at the end. Mm-hmm. So our take on Jonathan casting, First Fist casting. I mean, I don't know. I wish it was the same actress. I liked the actress that played Iron Fist. I liked her in the show. I thought she was really good. So I would have liked seeing her continue that role. I'm kind of
and they just got Iron Fist wrong. Iron Fist is like when you talk about Iron Fist, you got to remember in Marvel, he's like a really, really expert hand-to-hand combatant, like without the Iron Fist. So like the Iron Fist just gives him more power. Uh, in the TV show, the girl, um, she was like, good at karate also, but they try to portray it like she was just as good as
He was.
Danny Rand.
Right.
Yeah, like or if not kind of like better in a way.
Better, yeah.
Like, yeah, so like I said, it just Iron Fist is a tough character, but he's a good one. And he's also a fan favorite. Um
Yeah, he's a
a
big
lot of
character.
people He's a big character. Yeah, a
Mhm.
lot of people like Iron Fist, man. Like he's one of those characters that everybody kind of secretly likes.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But Marvel, and at one point, I think like in the 70s, I would say, and maybe the early 80s, he was really big. Like, like you had to be a serious comic book fan. But he is a master martial artist. Like that's the that's what he is. But
Okay.
the Iron Fist is what gives him his powers. So like in the show, he only lit up one hand. He was always
Mhm.
punching with that one right hand. But in
Yeah,
the comics, he can light both hands and both feet,
and his
and he
feet.
can turn, yeah, and he can turn them different colors. So like, and the different colors represent different things he can do. Martial arts wise. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
or with the Iron Fist, they never
they did
did none of
not
that.
give us nothing. Yeah, they didn't give us no Iron
Nothing. Yeah.
Fist shit for the show, man. They it wasn't very comic accurate at all. He never wore the costume. They had no intentions of him wearing the costume. So right away when you do shit like that, I mean that's this type of shit I'm talking about. That's what I think Marvel is learning slowly that they can't do. Even with like the Daredevil show now, you've got the new Daredevil show. It's a little bit more comic accurate. You're starting to see Bullseye with a more comic accurate suit on and shit like that. And so, they're getting the memo. It's just very slow going, and it's been a
It's not.
while. So shit
Yeah. Plus Iron.
can take a while to undo.
Yeah, and we had another controversy with Iron Fist. The director who was directing Iron, I guess they gave him that much control. Where
Okay.
people was asking like, "Yo, where's the suit? Like, when we gonna see the suit, or
Yeah,
or the
pretty much
dragon
do.
that's on his chest?" And the director flat out came out publicly and said, "You're never gonna see it because
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not what
that's
I'm
what they
doing."
said.
He
Yeah.
said you were never gonna see him in the suit. Said he
Yeah,
was
they
never gonna
announced it.
put him in the suit, and he said don't expect him to be in the suit.
No, they had
Like
no
it was like
intentions.
it was like a kick. It was like a kick in the nuts for the fans on that one because
Well, that was
he
how
just
Marvel was. That's what I'm saying though. Not now. I think now with like, Fantastic Four, Superman, Deadpool and Wolverine, and we're starting to see them come up out of that bullshit and stop doing that nonsense because that was what they thought they had to do because they thought that the casual audience or the average Joe wouldn't get or appreciate the comic stuff and would think it was corny or hokey, and they had to always make everything more edgy and more cinematic. But we're out of that now. But it's a good thing because now we've got the DCU coming with bangers. James Gunn just addressed a Teen Titans movie in development, and we had some conflicting DCU reports. But yeah, the Teen Titans movie is at DC Studios is getting an update here. So the DC Universe reports, the Gods and Monsters thing. It's still very early in the run. Obviously, one movie, but one project. Many are already eager to see is the Teen Titans. So you had Supergirl's Anna Nagaria is attached as the screenwriter for the Teen Titans movie, so she's doing Supergirl and Teen Titans. Gunn has set the record straight on the status of the actual script, because as there have been some, conflicting DCU reports about what is going on with the screenplay, and on Twitter, James Gunn, or someone said to James, he said, "James, have you read the script for Anna Naguria's Teen Titans?" And James Gunn says, "It doesn't exist. She will be on Wonder Woman for a while." And when initially asked if what's that, he said, he showed them, they showed him the script, or some bullshit script that says the screenplay about Teen Titans, a group of young superheroes, including Nightwing, Cyborg, and the aforementioned Starfire, written by Anna Nagaria, who also wrote Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. The script is not ready yet, Safran said. I mean, I think we said that Anna Nagaria is writing it. We haven't said that, Gunn said. No, I think it was out there, Safran said. I think it was out there. It's our there, Gunn said, the implication being they'd never officially confirmed it until now. It was something that Anna was really impassioned about, and she turned over an amazing script for us. He continued, "She's fiddling with that now, but definitely not a finished script." And Gunn responded, "I don't understand. We said the script's not finished there. I asked Anna to move to Wonder Woman to finish that first, and she did." Now, then someone else followed up. They said, "Some people thought that you meant it never existed. You were clearly talking about a finished script, though. Sounds like Teen Titans is just on the back burner, which makes sense." And Gunn said, yes, we just never read a script." And Gunn literally said this in the quote, submitted an amazing script to them. It says, Teen Titans and Nagaria turned in a draft. Anna is working on a script. It's something she was really impassioned about. She turned over an amazing script to us. She's fiddling with it now. It's definitely not a finished script. And Gunn said, "Dude, that's referring to the Supergirl script and why we hired her for other stuff." So, yeah, people just read into shit and they run with it. But bottom line is, there is a Teen Titans movie. It is going to be written by the woman who wrote Supergirl and is working on Wonder Woman currently. So we probably are going to see the Wonder Woman movie before the Teen Titans thing. But when they do Teen Titans, man, I hope they nail it. And if Gunn's doing it, I want to see some comic accurate, characters, Beast Boy and some Nightwing, or Wally West, or whatever his name, the young guy with the yellow, Flash, the old school Kid Flash, the old school version. Yeah. But speaking of Teen Titans, casual toy collector salute. Check this out. The new Deathstroke.
Deathstroke is hard. Woo.
Yeah, that bad boy is dope.
That's better than the one I got. He said he was sold out already, right?
Bro, this shit sold out in minutes, dog.
That's
It
sad.
sold out in minutes. I got it. Like last minute, I got it. I meant last minute. Right when the time changed, like from 11:59 to 12 or whatever. As soon as it turned, I went on that bitch and I ordered them, and I went to like look at something else and came back. He was sold out.
That's the OG. That's the OG Deathstroke too.
Yeah, that's the one I've been wanting, dog. I have 2 Deathstrokes.
Look at that one. And that one come with guns.
It's gonna come with a gang of guns because this is Deathstroke the Terminator. This is Deathstroke the Terminator with all his gunnery. And this is the one that I got. These are the ones I got.
That's a dope one. That's a hard one. That one's hard. That's hard too.
They're super dope. They're super dope. I love Deathstroke. But let me put the shit back. Fuck all that. Every time we get done with the show, I be putting shit away for like 30 minutes. So this one is obviously more comic booky, or at least more original, more like the original joint. And I love that. Right now I'm into stuff that looks like just the classic shit. Anything, I don't know, I'm just into nostalgia right now. And that's definitely hitting right there. But yeah, he would be dope. What the fuck is going on with my goddamn heater? Hang on, y'all. Bitch.
Well, that is it. That is a dope Deathstroke. And he comes with guns because it's usually when you got a character that carries a lot of guns or shoots a lot of guns, that comes out and a McFarlane multiverse character.
I don't want to be put guns in the box.
They don't come with guns.
Some of his figures characters that are supposed to have guns don't even have guns.
Don't have guns, yeah.
Like some characters that are known for having 2 pistols, he put a sword in the box. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Because somebody hit him with some anti-gun and toy box law, some shit. I don't know. Or he thought he was going to. I don't know. That's how he acted. I seen him. He did a whole thing about how
he had the
guns, and then, gun packs and shit. Why are you making gun packs, bro? That's all false. They never made you do that. They never made him do that. Yeah, Joe wouldn't exist.
Did Lex Luthor? Yeah, maybe we did Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor came with no gun, no nothing. Just Lex Luthor in a super suit. No kryptonite cannon.
We couldn't have no G.I. Joe classified. How are we gonna have G.I. Joe classified if you can't have guns and toys?
That's true.
So, but speaking of classified, I think it's time we get into these bad boys. What do you say?
Let's do it.
We gotta unbox. So the Flint wave, the CoverGirl, the Viper, I didn't notice, but most people haven't gotten them yet. They didn't ship from Hasbro yet. And a lot of people were like, how'd you get those? And it's funny because I can't tell you the amount of times I be seeing motherfuckers with shit, and it's like, how'd you get that? That it's not even fucking up for pre-order yet, and you already have it. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get how that shit goes down. And that's the inconsistency I'm talking about. And with the Cobra Rattler, the Haslab, a lot of people paid money for that Haslab, and we all got to sit here and watch random motherfuckers just getting the Haslab months ahead of us. That should not happen. I mean, I understand, some people get it a few days before you and shit like that. Cool, that makes sense. That's shipping. Months, plural, months ago, a lot of people got Rattlers. Over the past 2 months, plural, they've been shipping the Rattlers out slowly, person by person, for some fucking dumb reason. But I found out the reason, and well, you'll be about as satisfied as I was with it. But the fact is, man, they don't have their shit together. They don't know what they're doing. They have no consistency over there, none. And that's the problem. Like, where's the consistency? Why do I have figures that aren't even shipping yet? Why do I already have them? Why do, and there's another thing. Why do all these certain YouTubers and shit got their Rattlers? You telling me they randomly, luckily got in the first batch? Boy, wasn't that a coincidence? that the ones that have a lot of subs and advertise a lot for Hasbro, that they happen to get theirs early. Just a coincidence. They're shipping randomly. No, sir, I think not. I think not, Stu.
I agree.
So let's see here. All right. It's time for the unboxing review. They be ordering from Robot Kingdom and offshore sources, and they pay double or more for it though. Oh, you mean to get them early and shit?
To get it early. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. What's Robot Kingdom? Is that just a website?
Kingdom. Never heard of that.
There's a because I know there's a Canadian site that my homeboy showed me about, and he was like, yeah, you can get most shit on here early, but it costs more, plus the Canadian is higher, so it literally is more. Robot Kingdom might be a Facebook group or some shit. Oh, it's an online retailer specializing in robots, toys, and collectibles. Why isn't it coming up? RobotKingdom.com. Let's see what you can pre-order. You can pre-order everything that's already on Pulse. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little more. Oh, can you get the snake armor?
Is it more or is it?
It's higher. I mean, it's not all higher. Like some of it, some of the figures are regular price, but some of them are higher. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna bore you with watching me do something. So let me put this shit down. I'm not gonna just unbox some shit. I got some interesting. All right. First, before we get into it, we're doing a giveaway right now, guys. The Cobra Claw can be yours absolutely free, no shipping or anything like that. I'll just send it to you. At the end of the month, we are doing the giveaway. Well, let's see. Today's July 30th. So August 30th. Whoever brings in the most subscribers that come in the chat and say your name and say that they subscribed, and of course we'll confirm it. By the end of the month, we'll ship you the claw. All right, now this is the latest wave that has come out, and I'm sure will be coming out. We'll be shipping to everybody around the same time shortly. But you've got retro cardback Flint, CoverGirl. And she's the version that was in the cartoon, not the version that they ever made a toy of. I barely even knew this version of CoverGirl existed as a kid. Like, for me, it was always the burgundy bob, or the redhead with the bob.
Yep.
She was the CoverGirl for me, and so I wouldn't have bought this. The now me wouldn't have gotten this, because I've now made a decree that I no longer really buy stuff that I didn't have as a kid, or like that didn't exist as a kid, or I didn't know of as a kid, because it's not. I don't get the feeling. I don't get nothing out of it. I end up feeling like I wasted my money. And so I'm not doing that no more. Then you got the Tele-Viper. He comes with 3 heads. Sadly, they're all the same Caucasian, so you can't really army build with this, but you can, I guess, because they have different. I mean, they're the retro ones. So, like, if you watch the cartoon, all the Tele-Vipers were all white, and they all had like the same. They looked all the same because they were selling one action figure. That's why they didn't have multiple races throughout the the armies because it was one action figure. And in the cartoon, their visors had words, text that goes across.
Yeah.
And obviously they never had that in the toys, but so this one they put out, they thought it would be funny and cool to put in the 2 extra heads with a message on each visor. So the guy in the message in the middle, or the visor in the middle is blank, and then the ones on the side, this one says it says what the, and then this one says alert. So I'm pretty disappointed with the words. I'm pretty disappointed at how, like, you can barely see them. Like, they're very faint. And I mean, I don't have the best eyes anymore, but bro, I was expecting, thick, solid letters. So we'll check that out. I'm gonna tear that open. Flint, I'm gonna get into last because they bamboozled us. They did us wrong with Flint. Okay. Now this Flint, and some people didn't have a problem with the original Flint. I did. I didn't like it. I think he looked like Don Draper. He had a big ass bulletproof vest on. He was all bulky and shit and stiff, and he didn't look like the toy from the 80s, and I just was like, damn, it sucks because he's one of my favorite, figures. And so they made the retro card back, and they gave him the OG, outfit, the black shirt, the bullets on the thing, and then the camo pants and everything. And a lot of people's complaint about the original Flint was the face, the head. A lot of people complained about the head, so much so that this new retro card back has a completely new face, whole different guy. So, okay, everyone's like, hell yeah. And this was what they showed us. It's pretty cool, right? Flint. He's got like one eyebrow kind of raised a little bit. He's looking a little bit cocky, and he's just like, he's cool. He's Flint, right? Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not what comes in the box. I was like heartbroken, bro. I was so let down. So much so that I had to find a solution. I'm gonna share that with y'all.
So what was the solution?
Hang on 1 second. Let me fix your thing here. You took your camera off.
Yeah, now I'm trying to get my Flint and take a good look.
Bam. There you go.
Yeah. I want to take a good look here.
You got Flint?
Yeah, I got Flint. But the retro card back one looks just, to me, maybe it's just me. I don't know. It looks better. It does. It really does. It looks like 100% better.
Let me see yours.
I don't know. Hang on. I was trying to get it. I was trying not to knock that door. Getting it because I'm all bunched up.
Wait, you have the original Flint or the new card back?
I got the original one. I want the card back one.
Oh, all right, never mind. I got that. Hold on.
You know what? You got both of them?
Yeah. I got all 3. I told you, Flint's one of my favorites. So I got the Tiger Force one, I got the original one, and I got the new one. But
Flint's a fan favorite. Flint's my favorite too. I like.
I switched the head on the Tiger Force one with the other because I liked how the Tiger Force one had the black paint across it, and so when I knew this new Flint was coming out, I took the other Flint and I completely tricked him out into like a Night Force commando.
Oh damn.
So yeah, I tricked out the original Flint like a night. Hang on, he's got his fucking beret all fucked up. Hang on, like a tool. Yeah, I put some knives and shit on his waist there, and I chromed out everything and used the chrome paint for like accents and shit, so that I could appreciate him. And I really like this how it came out. But I used the Tiger Force head with the painted eyes and shit.
Okay. And Flint is supposed to be a little younger. Flint's supposed to be a young boy too. He's supposed to be, and he's supposed to be Duke's younger brother.
Yeah, he's definitely not an old head. And this guy, Well, this guy, he did kind of look a little bit older, which was all right. I mean, he kind of giving me Hawk Abernathy vibes. But this is the Tiger Force body. This is the Tiger Force body on the original Flint's head. I meant the original Flint's head on the Tiger Force body. And it's, like I said, this looks like Don Draper, but it's not bad. It's what it is. It's fine. But people really wanted a new one. They wanted one that didn't just look like such a square-jawed old man. And
they want
what
the young, hard-headed, got to be trained by Sergeant Slaughter Flint. That's what we want.
Yeah. Well, you said I don't know if I got that one or not. False advertising. So it's false advertising because look, that guy don't look like no old dude or nothing. He looks pretty cool and shit. Well, this is what actually comes in the mail. This is what you get on the actual figure. I'm gonna take the hat off and everything so you can get a good gander. And I don't know, for me, that's just hokey. It's goofy. I don't like it. It doesn't give me those vibes. He's got like a 5 o'clock shadow, a gray 5 o'clock shadow, and he just doesn't look cool. That just does not look like Flint to me. It's fine, it is what it is, but that's not Flint. It's too. So I went to the drawing board. I said I gotta figure out something to do with this. So I went and I looked at every figure that has a face without a mustache that could potentially be my new Flint's head, because I don't like this shit. So we're doing a head swap. So first guy I tried, Tripwire. Tripwire's got a helmet on. He's got a mask. So if I change his head, nobody's even gonna know. No big deal, right?
All right.
So let's check him out. Let's see if we can use this head for Flint. Okay, you're gonna force me to use both hands. All right. That ain't Flint. If we could see it. Come on now. Come on now, camera. Come on now. Autofocus. Autofocus. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. That little boy is not Flint. What do you think? You think we could use that for Flint?
No. Can't get away.
Took you a while.
No, I can't get away with it.
For me, it was an instant no. But helmet goes back on. No way. Can't use Tripwire. So we go to the next guy. Airborne's cool. He's got a helmet too. And I could take it off, put the new face on. Nobody would know. So I pull his joint off and check out his head. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That could be Flint. You know what? Too much shit on it. There we go. All right, so that could work. I mean, it almost could work, but his skin tone is super dark. It's super dark compared to this Flint. You can see the difference.
Oh, big difference.
Huge difference.
Way big. Yeah.
He's Latino. He's not gonna work for Flint.
Unless he be a Spanish Flint.
Yeah, he's Airborne is Latino, so we got to put that there.
El Flint from Mexico.
Oh, next was Hawk and this was like, I was like, okay, that's cool, but this is going back towards the older guy, but he's cool. It's not a goofy ass face. My complaint about the Flint face that they gave us is it's goofy as shit. It looks hokey. It looks corny and goofy. It looks really goofy compared to like these other ones. The problem with this one is it's got the hair, it's got the gray hair and everything. And I don't want to ruin that. And plus, it's really iconic. And this is just a really good looking figure. And I don't want to fuck this figure up. It's dope. He doesn't have a mask or a helmet. I mean, he does, but it's not covering his face or anything. And it's important, I think, to have a cool looking Hawk, because there's not much to him. He's just a guy with a gun. But I'm really thinking about Grunt, because Grunt has a really famously good head sculpt. And I'm thinking that could really work.
Yeah.
That could really work.
He looks younger. Yeah.
Yep.
That could work.
That could
The
work.
only thing is, would a beret fit on his head?
Well, therein lies the issue. This is a pretty wide head. It's okay. I mean, it does fit. It's okay, but and plus he's got brown hair and brown eyelashes. Flint has black hair and black eyelashes.
Black eyelashes. Yeah.
Eyebrows, I mean. So then I move over and I try lastly Crazy Legs, because this was one that came with the Dragonfly. It's a very unique head sculpt. It's not on any other figure, and it damn near could work. Like, that's fucking almost it. But I put the beret on and it's loose. It wobbles. It's cool, but it's loose. See?
Yeah.
It's wobbly. But I wish I had a beret with a red thing for him, because that's a cool ass looking suit right there.
Nah, that's dope like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I'm gonna get him one. So what figure did I use you at? Well, then I'm like, fuck, like nothing's gonna work. And I look over and I see this.
Jetpack dude.
Stardust or Starduster or whatever, Skyduster, whatever his name is, something like that, something like Skyduster or Starduster, I think it is. He was a mail only figure back in the day. You had to mail him in with some cereal box tops or some shit. But he has the Flint head I need. Well, anyway, it's not going to focus for me, but I'll show you what it looks like on the body. So if you have Starduster, I advise swapping out this goofy ass Flint head if you think it's goofy like I do. Put it on Starduster, because that actually fits Starduster better. This looks more like a cereal box goofy made up joke character superhero head face sculpt. See, that's perfect. I'm a superhero, Starduster, yeah. But his lips are too shiny, his lips are too pursed. He's too happy to be Flint. I want Flint to be kind of like, fuck y'all doing? I mean, and so let me put him on. Let me work fast for y'all. Bing, bang. Bing, bang. I'm just very, very happy that I was able to put together the dope Flint. Black eyebrows. It's gonna focus, though, I promise. I love that shotgun too.
Yeah, that's the one he came with when he was in the 80s. That pump action pistol grip.
There we go. That's Flint.
Yeah.
That works for me. That's Flint right there. Black hair, black eyebrows, stoic face, square jaw, not too old, skinny, not a fat head like the other ones. Because Flint had a, I feel him. I just feel like he had a skinny head. It's just how he felt, skinnier than round. And man, I love the build on this Flint. I love the the body sculpt and everything. It looks great. He stands tough. His boots are dope. He's got the classic. I love these combat boots. Super cool.
The
There's no
jungle
other.
boots.
Yeah,
Those are the jungle joints.
yeah, yeah. And nobody else has them. Not in this color and not in this shape. Let me get the light on them bitches. Yeah, well, you get the idea. They got the green on the sides with the black laces, with the black buckles.
Those are standard issue classic jungle boots
Jungle
from
boots.
the 80s and 90s.
And then he comes with the backpack. The backpack for Flint's really cool. It's got 2 sticks of dynamite, a canteen, 2 grenades. I don't know what's going on with the camera right now. It just doesn't want to focus with shit. I got to put this card up here and piss me off. There you go. A couple of grenades, a canteen. Dude, focus. There you go. And what's cool about it is his suspenders with the bullets. They look like the shoulder straps for the backpack.
Yeah.
Most G.I. Joe figures, they just have a backpack just somehow just sticking on their back. They rarely ever have straps. But with this one, you can actually do some cool poses where he's like got his thumb like kind of holding the strap out, and it makes it look like he's holding his backpack. A lot of cool things. He's got comes with these 2 hands. So you could do like one of these.
Yeah, like you about to get it.
Yeah.
3 o'clock, baby.
And you got the hand where he's like pointing.
That's his Joe hand. That's his Joe hand. That's another gun hand.
And you got
and the other one.
You could do that. And obviously the gauge, the OG pistol grip pump, and the 45 on his hip, on his waist, on his thigh. What do you mean? Comes at the stand and all that. But that's how I get down. That's how I freak my Flint, because I just needed him to be right. I needed him to be perfect. He was one of my favorite characters, so he had to be right. And I waited all that time for this retro card back version because I really wanted a new Flint that looked cooler. And then I got this shit, and I was just really just let down, man. And I'm just so glad that I found Starduster's head, and it works so well like it does. All right, now on to The Viper. Wish it was the Viper. I wish it was the Vindo Viper. That's one figure I would buy in a heartbeat. I will definitely get the Viper. Martial Warpath salute. Say what?
I said that was an epic episode.
Oh hell yeah, bro! The Viper. Yeah, man. You know, it was crazy because like the whole episode, as little kids, were like, "The Viper's coming! The Viper! Oh, cool! The Viper!" Because like it's Cobra, so the Viper, that makes sense. And who's this new character? We're all excited because we're going to see this new character, the Viper, and he's a badass dude, and he's going to be a dope action figure. So we're excited to see the Viper. And the Joes are getting ready. They're preparing. They got barricades up. They're putting missiles. They're putting all shit. They're getting ready. They got the whole crew. They're calling in fucking reinforcements, and they're prepared. And they got the barricade up, and they're waiting for the Viper because he's been calling and he's been telling them that he's coming. And the end of the episode comes, and this old man comes walking up with a mop and a mop bucket with some overalls on, and he says, "I am the Viper, here to wipe your windows." Mind blown. Fucking 8-year-old mind blown. That was the Kaiser Soze moment of elementary school. Now, this is the proper way to open a retro card back. Now, I like to display my card backs even after I took the figure out because they look really cool. Mostly I leave the figures in with the card backs, but Flint, I had to take him out. I'm not gonna take the Viper out. Here's the thing. The card backs make great displays.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I got a wall full of them. Let me call a lot.
Now, right, and that's number one. But that's not it. That doesn't mean that's not why, because I mean, boom, Flint had to come out. That's because if I
sometimes
really
you gotta take them.
Yeah,
Sometimes you gotta
if I-
take them out.
well, here's the thing. If I like them, I gotta take them out. If I don't have like another one, but here's the thing. I got the original Tele-Viper with the trouble bubble, and I think about it like this. My display's up there. You got the Viper in the trouble bubble. When he's all packed up in the trouble bubble, you can't see all the features that make him retro and stuff. So I just as soon leave that one in the trouble bubble and have this one out. Now, might I one day take him out? Maybe. Might I one day get another one and then take one out? Probably. The thing is that I really like that I have the Cobra Trooper in the card back. I've got the Viper in the card back, and I've got the Tele-Viper in the card back and the fucking regular Viper. And so the OG Viper.
That makes sense.
Right? And they just look cool. They look cool in the pack.
Listen, I got 2 beach heads. One is open, one is hung up. I got 2 Dr. Mindbenders. Opened one, hung one on the wall.
Well, yeah, but see, I got 2 Dr. Mindbenders, but one was the first one, and then one was the card back. So I leave the card back in the card
I would have
back.
left the card back. Yep.
Ain't no reason to take them out.
Yeah.
They're identical, basically. The only difference is the card back has a Cobra symbol on his cape. Cool, but too little, too late. I'm not taking him out. I got one already. He looks fine. I'm not looking at the back of him anyway. See, here's the thing, too. And people are extra heads and hands and all that. Not a big seller for me because I don't change them a lot and I don't play with them ever. I set them on the shelf. So when am I, like Lenny killed me one day. He's like, we got sci-fi, and sci-fi's got the blast effect with the electric, the ball, and then there's a separate piece you can take it off like he's charging it up, and then you can add on the other piece when he blasts it out. When? It's on display on my shelf. When am I going to walk up and be like, okay, he's charging a blast. Now I put it on there and pew. What am I doing? Playing with toy? Am I sitting on the floor? Fucking no. Like these are display pieces. So all them extra hands and heads and shit, I just need one good one. I find one that I like, set it up, I'm good to go.
And don't forget, you
Not
got
gonna
the
do a lot of
photographers. Yeah, they might want to put
well, right.
like the photographer make it look like it's charged and then fire. Like they and
That's
it's just
that's the only way that you can use these is in photography. And in that regard, it's great because you could do what you call it, not just photography, but stop motion.
yes.
It's cool to do stop motion. I mean, you could do some cool, you could do stop motion. You could have Flint walk up and just be like, "Hey, CoverGirl." I mean,
And
it's important.
Flint was a ladies' man. He
It's
was a
important.
ladies' man. So,
You know what kills me is they give us Grunt, and Grunt's got one of the coolest military sculpts. He's got one of the better face portraits. And then they give us and I don't mean I mean the literally the lamest helmet of any figure. Well, damn, if you focus, camera. We're looking at the thing in front of you, not me way in the background. Come on now.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, it's you know what's another thing is that they do silly shit and then they don't fix it. They got the blast effects where the part that you stick into the jet is supposed to be the fire, and then at the end of the blast effect is like it turns into smoke. Right? So the blast effect starts out orange and then it goes to white with the smoke at the end. And the part with the orange has a little peg so you can stick that into the rocket, right? So that here's an example of what I'm talking about. See? White smoke at the base of the rocket. Well, here, that one's different. It's hard to describe. So anyway, they have this blast effect that they made, and they put the fucking peg on the wrong side. Long story short, they put the peg on the wrong side of the blast effects. Instead of correcting that very simple thing, they keep putting these blast effects in new shit. It's in the goddamn Snowcat. Like you have a new Haslab, and you're putting old defective blast effects that we told y'all were fucked up and that are obviously fucked up, and you're putting them in the Snowcat, the Haslab, and they wonder why this shit ain't funding. And here's the thing, guys: don't be an asshole, because if you don't fund it and it does end up going, you're gonna feel like a jerk off when it sells, and you're the only one that didn't get one because you were holding out for what? You paid for the patches. You funded them damn patches without question.
Yeah, he did.
But you don't want to fund a damn little camp setup that you can make all your little dioramas and shit. I don't know, man. It's silliness. But people listen to rhetoric and they follow the bandwagon, and that's how we end up in the situation we're in now. Now, I just got off on a tangent and completely forgot about what I was getting ready to show y'all. Here we go. So this really does have to focus. So there we go. So you see the damn messages are like light pink. You can barely see them.
Yeah.
What the fuck,
I thought they were being red. I thought they would be like red with the silver.
And
That'd be dope, and you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, thick letters, red, but like this. You can't even see it, bro. You can't even see the words. Like you can see it in certain lights. Like you see where it says alert on that one, and then this one says what the. It says what the, and the T and the is spelled THA. So yeah, I'll have to customize these as well if I do take them out, just to make the writing darker. But it's really cool looking. It definitely hits that nostalgia bump. It's got the exposed arms like the original with the purple vest and all that was missing off of the classified version. So it's really cool when they make these card back, or they make these retro versions of characters for characters we need retro versions of. But then you take Super 7's lane. Now Super 7 is making cartoon figures. Why are you making this? This is a cartoon character. They never made a figure for this. G.I. Joe Classified has been historically remaking of 80s toys. These aren't the G.I. Joes from the movies, or from the cartoons rather. And the way I can illustrate that is that these are the versions, like let me think of a good one. Ripper, the Dreadnought Ripper. On the cartoon, he's got a bright yellow tank top with like black bar, like little L's on it or some shit, like black little checks or something. And it's really iconic. And when I heard they were doing Ripper, I was like, oh man, I hope he has the bright shirt and everything. And when I seen the shirt, it was like camouflage. It's a camouflage tank top. And I'm like, oh man, they didn't classify it. They done made it. What I didn't realize, what I completely forgot, was that the Ripper, the toy version, had a camouflage tank top, not the yellow one from the cartoon.
Yeah.
So what Classified does is they're making the toys. They're making updated modern versions of the 80s toys. Like how Super 7 is making toy versions of the cartoons. Cold Slither is something Super 7 was supposed to be doing, and probably still will do, and has done already. Zartan, at least I know. And that's not Cold Slither. Ain't nothing they ever made a toy out of. Bro, I don't care about. So everyone's going nuts. Gotta get Cold Slither. Gotta get Cold Slither. Oh, Cold Slither's selling out. Oh, Cold Slither's sold out. Who gives a shit? I don't want that shit. First of all, they're two of them. I know for a fact 2 of the Cold Slither members of the band are the identical body, identical, with different paint, different colors, different head, identical. Now that's some asshole shit to do. That's 1. 2, again, it's not a toy. They never made this toy in the 80s. They never had Cold Slither in the 80s. It's a cool idea. It's cool and everything. It's nostalgic, I guess, if that episode really resonated with you. But that cartoon, that episode didn't really resonate. I barely even remembered it. What reminded me of Cold Slither was when Metalhead came out. Their character Metalhead, that this Iron Grenadier character from like the 90s, which I didn't really even know about because I wasn't playing with G.I. Joes after 89. His armor says Cold Slither on it. And I was like, why is that familiar? And we were watching that the Hasbro has the like perpetual cartoon just playing 24/7 live on YouTube. And so we were watching that, and like the Cold Slither came on. I was like, Cold Slither. I was like, that's the Cold Slither says an armor. That's Cold. Oh, cool. That's from the cartoon when Dreadnoughts were Cold Slither. Cool. And then they come out with the toy, and I'm like, bro, that wasn't even that big a deal, bro. I would rather see the Viper, bro. The Viper. That's what motherfuckers know. Everyone that watched G.I. Joes remembers the Viper, bro. The Viper was epic.
Or even from that episode, why didn't they give us Shipwreck Snake Eyes?
Oh, the band? The G.I. Joe band?
Yeah, remember they snuck into Cobra, but they posed as a band.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just give us that? Like, you could have get that. A lot of people remember that. That was from the cartoon. It's iconic. And people I think that would be a bigger deal than Cold Slither.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And for me, Cold Slither's a lot of money for nothing. There's not even a microphone. They said for costs, they had to cut costs. They couldn't include a microphone. It's a stick.
Wow. Oh,
it's a stick. You got keyboard, guitars, and shit. but you can't give me a stick for the microphone, you know. And it's like, I don't know, bro. It's a lot of money for something that is not gonna give me a nostalgia hit. Like when I look at it on my shelf, I'm not gonna be like, I remember that shit. That's dope. That's my shit. That's my childhood. Nope, that wouldn't happen. And that's why I'm stopping buying stuff that I didn't have as a kid. For that reason alone. Not that it's not cool, bro. There's mythic legions. There's some amazing action figure lines out there. I mean, just amazing, bro. Like way better than fucking Classified or Marvel Legends or anything. Quality, detail wise, and all that. Way better. But they're made up characters. It's all made up characters. It's all made up. So as cool as they are, no matter how cool they are, they're never going to give me that nostalgia hit. So I'm not going to spend my money. I can't afford everything that looks cool in the world. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got to draw the line somewhere. And I realized one day that I got figures like this CoverGirl that's never going to, I don't even care. I'm going to trade this to somebody. I don't even want it. I shouldn't have bought it. I now know that I don't want it. That's how I feel about every time I get something that's not something I had as a kid. After a while, I don't want it, or right away, I don't want it. I get it. I open the box. I'm like, yeah, why did I even order that? And why am I doing that? Stop that. So now that's what I do. If I didn't have it as a kid, I don't care how cool it looks. And sometimes they look really cool. I can't do it. It's like the Skull Trooper dude. You know,
the one with the Gatling gun.
Yeah, he's the heavy trooper.
I didn't get him.
Made up.
I didn't get him.
It's a repaint.
I didn't know who he was. Yeah, I just didn't even get him.
He's nobody. He's a repaint of a. There's another figure like that. That's like bright blue, and he's got the skull. Remember when they put him? They already came out with him, and so Lenny's like, I wanted to see what a heavy gunner version of those would be like. So he made it. No. You wanted to milk some shit and remake a figure to make more money off a fucking figure that wasn't no character. That's what you did. Why?
Didn't even go for him. Didn't even go for him.
Why?
Didn't even want him. Didn't go for him. Didn't want him.
Instead of making him, why didn't
I remember
why
the Desert Viper.
Yeah, but why? But look, here's the crazy shit. The whole lineup is done. Mainframe, sci-fi, and wetsuit. Complete the back of that card back, except there's no Dress Blues Gung Ho.
Yep.
And so instead of Dress Blues Gung Ho, we got Skull Head repaint guy, made up figure nonsense.
That's what we got.
How much doper would it have been, bro? For that lineup to be wetsuit, mainframe, sci-fi, Dress Blues Gung Ho, Desert Scorpion. Best way of yet.
And we all have been waiting for a Dress Blues Gung Ho. Come on. They could have gave it to us.
I mean, that was an iconic figure. That was a figure that everybody's like, wow, like, you know, that was something memorable. To me, that's what the value's at. If it's memorable, like if it ain't memorable, that's the value for me, man. Now, so like that's it. If it ain't memorable, I don't buy it. If I didn't have it as a kid, I don't buy it. If they didn't make it in the 80s, I'm not interested. Now, before you go through it, I know you got to bounce. We got one more thing to talk about, and that is the Cobra Rattler, the Haslab that never was. Well, no, I'm just kidding. A lot of people have their Rattler, but a lot of people, and what I'm finding out now, way more people than I thought don't have their Rattlers yet, and people have been having their Rattlers for months, bro. They've been shipping the Rattler for months now. 2-3 months ago, motherfuckers were unboxing the Rattler. But you're telling me that, well, not 3 months. I guess it's been about a month. Easily a month. People have been unboxing that shit. And I see people on Instagram being like, where's the Rattler? Where's my shit? I still haven't got my shit. And that shit made me feel better because I've been concerned, bro. I paid my money for this shit over a year ago, and y'all done already shipped them all out. Motherfuckers already unboxing them. You ain't even sent me an email about mine yet. Something ain't right. Something's wrong. So I emailed them. Yes, I did. I wrote in. I says, GI Joe classified customer service, where my shit? And they had something very eye-opening to say. And I'm gonna show it to you. Where's your Rattler, guys? Where is your Rattler? I'll tell you where it's at right now. Hang on, you know what? Let me make a screenshot. I ain't gonna let y'all all in my emails like that. There ain't no crazy shit. Hang on, I got it. I'm just blocking some shit out here. Can't be too careful on the internet. Oh, come on now. Come on now. You crazy. I'm gonna show y'all the email that they wrote me, that they wrote me back. I promise it'll be worth it. Just give me a sec. Okay. Says, because I wrote to them, I said, I have a couple of questions. I says, first and foremost, can you look up my account and tell me when I can expect my Haslab Rattler to be shipped? Because, I paid for it a while ago and I haven't heard anything yet. And I know for a fact that, everyone that I know already has it. So where's my shit? And he answered me this. He says, your G.I. Joe classified series Rattler ground attack order jet order number blah 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 is confirmed. The items are being shipped in batches. You will be notified once your order is ready to ship, and an email with tracking details will be provided. If you need further help, let us know and we can assist you. Well, that was not sufficient. And I says, sir, that is not sufficient. And he replied. Let me find his reply. I was like, word? Because I'm like, no, sir, you don't understand. Where exactly is my shit? Like, where is it right now? Let me see what he said. We apologize for the delay response and also are waiting for your order. Your G.I. Joe classified Rattler ground attack order number blah, blah, blah is already being processed, and we will send an email once the item is ready to ship with tracking details. I will keep checking on this order for you to make sure it gets shipped to you. We appreciate your patience and understanding. If you need further help, let us know if we can assist. And no, sir. I said, I've been told multiple times that my order is confirmed. However, I'm not so sure anymore. I've literally asked, and I know that everyone in the area has already received their order. So I'm just simply asking you to tell me exactly where my order is at the moment. I cannot accept it's going to be shipped because I believe that my order has been lost or destroyed. I'm just bullshitting, or shipped elsewhere. until someone can tell me exactly where it is and why, or so I need someone to tell me exactly where it is and why it hasn't been shipped, or that is unacceptable. I'm trying to be very cordial, but I said, I don't care about batches. I want to know where mine is. Locate my order. You have my order. You should be able to locate my order. This is something that should be sitting in a warehouse, right? Like, you should have this already. So he says, I said, please help me to understand why. And this is something that I'm like speaking on behalf of like my friends on Instagram. We've all been talking about this. So my friends, they're like, well, ask him this, ask him that, do that. Well, what about this? What about that? So we all decided on what to say. I said, please help me understand, sir, why all the YouTubers and all the people with like lots of subscribers and all the big advertisers, right? The people that will advertise for you just happen to get theirs sent off in the first batches. I said, that's clearly not a coincidence. I said, so I just want to know again, how do I get my order in the first batch so I can do a review on my channel? He says, there is no priority with regards to shipping the items to all consumers, and items are being shipped in batches. We understand your concern wanting the item right away, and we are working our best to get all the items shipped out. We ask for your patience as we work towards your order being shipped. A lot of nothing. And I said, if that's true, then tell me how all the YouTubers have already done their reviews and unboxing videos. I said, is it just a crazy coincidence that all these YouTubers, all these large YouTubers who live in all very different locations across the United States just happen to get theirs shipped in the first batch? Wow, it's a miracle. I can't believe it. And such a great thing for Hasbro that all their free advertisers luckily got theirs shipped first. You can see that makes no sense. And I'm perfectly fine with being patient. I just want to understand how all the YouTubers got so randomly lucky. And then he said, there's no priority to which they're shipping, but I can tell you now that your item is sitting in our warehouse. It is waiting to be shipped. So Zach Zaybrook said it took him 3 tickets to get a response. And you're not wrong about that, Zach. It takes a few to get a response, but here's the thing. Once you get one response, hold on to that guy. That one guy. Keep emailing back and forth to that one guy. Don't just keep emailing to customer service. Respond to that guy, because it's the only way you're going to get any sort of follow-up conversation, because exactly, they're playing games, they're talking shit, they're not saying nothing, bro. They're full of shit. They don't know what they're doing, how they're doing it. They have no idea. They don't know what the hell is going on over there. And it doesn't make any sense, because that is true. There's people all over the country that already have their Rattlers. So why would you not just ship them all out? What is this random batches and we're sending it? What do you do? Why are you holding some of them?
It sounds like a scripted response to me.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
I could be wrong.
No, it's definitely a scripted response, repeated over and over.
But then you got to remember too. I'm gonna just go out. I'm gonna just say it. They knew this was coming. Like, they knew everything that's happening right now with the tariffs. They knew that was coming. That's what's really delaying them getting it over here and things like that. Nobody wants to ship anything because they don't know what it's going to cost. They don't know what it's going to be. So that's what's delaying it. They should, once they knew this, like all of this was coming, once they heard, even if you didn't know how it was going to be and you didn't know what was going to happen, You should have been like, look, I need to get these things over here in December of 2024. From September to December 20, you should have been, I need to get these things over here fast. We waiting on the Rattler for how many years now?
Well, just
So
one,
they
but
should
still,
have
I mean, that's the point. The crazy shit is
you
that
should have got you should have
we
got
all
more.
waited this year. Well, shout out
Yeah, they
Toy,
waited too long.
Casual Toy say he just got his last Wednesday. I got a homeboy
Yeah.
got his yesterday,
Today.
and I still haven't
And
gotten an
then like
email.
you got your CoverGirl. I ordered CoverGirl. I didn't get CoverGirl. Um
You ordered
I can
Flint?
go
You
back
didn't
on
order?
there.
Oh, you didn't order Flint because you already had Flint. You
I already
like
had
the
a
one.
Flint. I like the one I got. And then I seen the other one. I said, I can hang them on the wall. So I mean, I didn't get my cover, and I ordered something else out of that way, and I never got it. The only thing I got was I got Dark Line, I got the Viper. I just didn't get.
Well, this was the way. This was a 3-wave retro pack, and then you had the Dark Lawn, and the other wave was another
Yeah,
wave,
I didn't get
another
my
wave.
CoverGirl. My cover.
But
I didn't
shit
even
is
get an
going all out
email.
of order, bro. Most
I
of
didn't
us
even get
still
an
haven't gotten
email.
a dial tone.
Yeah,
Most of us still don't
that was
have
another
dial
one.
tone.
Right, that was another one that got sold. I got botted for that one. And then
Nobody
they had
got them, even though it's
no,
still
no. I'm
saying
saying
pre-order.
it does.
It
It
still
says
says
pre-order
over pre-order.
sold out. Yeah. Mm. So I'm still with. If it ever goes to, you can pre like I can go in there and push the button and get it. I'll go get it. I'll go get a dial tone.
Damn,
I'm gonna wait for Flint.
his shit
And
say October,
yeah,
bro.
a
What
couple
the
of mine
fuck
said October. Yeah, some of them say October.
for
He's right.
Flint and
No, he's
Tele-Viper and
right.
CoverGirl?
Yeah, he's right. Some of the figures
You're
do say October.
no
No, he's
for
right.
CoverGirl.
Maybe for CoverGirl. I didn't look for CoverGirl. I know I ordered one. I
Well,
can't
yeah,
go.
no,
I wouldn't be surprised because there was something I was looking at. We should have gotten. They said, oh, the snake armor. Snake armor says like September, October.
okay. I got an email a month ago saying we're preparing to ship your snake armor. Usually that email comes out a few days before they charge your
So when
card,
you
and then
cancel,
you
yep,
hit.
yep.
So what happened to my snake armor? It's just still sitting up there like nothing happened. Zach Zebrook said he backed the gunship for TBC. Curious how to see the shipping. And see that gunship. And to go back to something Zach said earlier, the GI Joe is a disaster. Transformers, I get with ease, and it's the same thing with Marvel.
Yeah,
You know, Marvel,
Transformers. No, he's right.
Marvel
Transformers do
Legends,
come with ease.
yeah, and
Yeah, Marvel Legends,
Marvel
they
Legends never
come with
have a
ease.
problem. When they
Yeah,
tell us
GI
they're gonna
Joe.
do something, they do it. When they say
Yeah,
we're gonna get this figure, it's gonna come out. The figure comes out when they say it's gonna come out, and when you order it, they ship it in a timely fucking manner. This shit, I ordered dial tone, bro, like 4 or 5 months, like 6 months ago. I don't even know, like forever ago. And they shipped the first, like a bunch of people got a couple of them, and then they just didn't ship 90% of them. So like they had some, they said they had some manufacturing error or whatever. My thing is this: how have you made anything since? Why don't you fix that fucking problem and take care of that and ship the goddamn dial tone before you start making other fucking figures, you asshole? I get upset. But the gunship, they want like $500 for the gunship. It's for something, which I think is a little bit high for that gunship, dog. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. But then you have the Snowcat, which is way bigger, which is like 3 something, has like 3 solid tiers, but motherfuckers ain't funding that. But motherfuckers funded the patches with the goddamn Rattler, and motherfuckers ain't getting the goddamn thing. Where's the Cobra armor and defense post? People have their armor already. That defense post thing, first of all, the porta potty, I canceled mine. I'm so glad. I'll tell you what it was. It was this. When this came, when I got this, the Twilight Guard and Steel Core Trooper. That's like when I was a kid. If you would have told me that they would have an all black Crimson Viper with like a fucking like a cape and shit, and like, oh, I would have been like, oh hell yeah, where's that at? But they never did. So this is made up. It don't do nothing for me. And that porta potty shit, that shit doesn't look anything similar to the thing that it's supposed to be.
Damn.
It looks like a porta potty. It's a fucking tall ass blue rectangle. When the original one was like a dome, it had a cool ass shape to look like an igloo or some shit. Why couldn't they just make that? Because we want to make it modular. No, because you want to milk motherfuckers. Because motherfuckers wouldn't buy a bunch of them if they were just like the original one. Period, bro. That's it. They know motherfuckers wouldn't buy 10 of them if they all look like the original. So we have to make it into a porta potty, a modular thing, so that people will buy 10 of them and they can build fortresses. No, you can't. You can build a fucking tall ass rectangle, a tall tower, or you can make a bunch of rectangles next to each other.
Yeah,
which is fine if that's what you want to do. But it looks nothing like the 80s version, and therefore it does nothing for me personally. But that's just me. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. It's just me. I need that shit to be the 80s nostalgia reimagined. Casual Toy Collector said on my channel, we openly saw how we don't like Hasbro. We openly say how we don't like Hasbro. So I assume I'm always last. He said Hasbro just be like, yeah, you know what? Send him his shit last.
What's his name? What's his real name? What's his real name?
Word. What's his real name?
Did he order anything from us? Yeah, we're good. You're done. You're done, mister. You're done.
Bro, you want to talk about the UK? This is another thing that pisses me. I'm gonna show y'all some shit right now. Marvel's always on time or sooner. Yep, Transformers on time or sooner. He said, I'm not back in the Snowcat. I'm done with the madness. I got one defense post, but I'm gonna scan and print the parts myself. There you go. William Branch.
Rena.
So
while you doing that, Rena, I'm gonna have to watch from the chat, man. I really.
All right, bro. I feel you, dog. All right, man. Be safe.
I'm a jump. All right.
All right, bro. All right, one. The thing with the Snowcat, bro, a lot of people thought that the Snowcat wasn't going to be a Haslab because Lenny said it's not going to be a Haslab because it's too small. The toy, the 80s toy, if you collect O-rings or whatever, the 80s toy Snowcat is of a certain scale, right? It's a certain scale to the figures. The figures, X amount of figures fit inside. This is how big they look inside of it. Whatever. It's a certain size. It's a certain scale, I mean. That scale would not be big enough for a Haslab. It would be more like a Vamp, but long, right? That's kind of how the fucking the Snowcat was back in the day. It was like kind of like the size of a Vamp, but just kind of bigger and longer with like bulkier shit, but basically that scale. What they did was, and they explained this, was they went to the cartoon. And if you watch the cartoon, the Snowcat on the cartoon is it's almost like 2 times the scale. The characters are much smaller next to it, is what I'm saying. It's a much bigger scale. So what they did was they made the Haslab out of the cartoon version scale of the Snowcat, rather. So they just didn't do a very good job explaining this and making a point of because people don't forget. People remembered you said that this couldn't be a Haslab because it's too small. So now when you put it out as a Haslab, motherfuckers remember that and they go, oh, so you just gonna give us the small shit as a Haslab anyway, huh? Not realizing, no, they're not. What they're doing is they're giving you a bigger version of it. And for people that were like so quick to fund those damn patches and the repaints and stuff, I'd rather have like a snow version of Flint and Lady J and like a little setup thing that could look like a cool thing. Because people forget we already got Snow Job. They got Iceberg coming out. We got the Snow Serpents and shit. It works. But a lot of people wanted the Mobat, which I realized they want because the Mobat was motorized. So people are thinking, if they do a Haslab Mobat, it'll be motorized. But it won't. It won't. Haslab doesn't make motorized shit. They put an LED. They make a light. Tops. That's it. There's nothing fucking crazy. There's no electronics. There's nothing. There's no mechanics in a Haslab. So essentially, what you'd be getting is a giant green tank. That could be any green tank. It's just a tank. It's not like a G.I. Joe made up vehicle. It's just a green tank. And it's huge. And it's not motorized. So I promise you, the Mobat would not have been a better Haslab than the Snowcat. Look how dynamic and cool and like, you know, the Snowcat is very iconic. You could tell what it is. But I get the point of people thinking that it was too small and shouldn't have been a Haslab. But that's not the one we got. They're doing the see, the thing is with the Thunder Machine, the cartoon version of the Thunder Machine and the toy version of the Thunder Machine are the same scale. For whatever reason, G.I. Joe back in the day, when they made the Snowcat, a toy version, they scaled it way down. Maybe they needed a toy of that class size at the time for whatever. Yeah, we bash Hasbro because fuck Hasbro. Hasbro, it's not it's the people doing shit at Hasbro. It's the people running classified G.I. Joe right now. I mean, you have, in my opinion, the best 6-inch line for the money out there. And you don't manage it at all. Okay. Classifieds will go the way of the 60s G.I. Joe 12-inch figures. No shelf space unless you have a giant man cave. Warlord Cypher Goon, what up, Kaz? We still the victims of Hasbro evil brainwashing. What up, Raw Talk? So, yeah, you do. You have to have like a man cave space. You have to have like I have to have like this is a whole room. Like this is a whole room. And you see the dragonfly right there. The Rattler's bigger than that, and it's gonna be facing it. You know, they're gonna be kind of facing each other. But I'm gonna have to redo all these shelves. I'm taking this bookshelf, I'm gonna move that into my bedroom, and I'm gonna put more of those big shelves. As you see, these Joe shelves are kind of short. The Marvel shelves I got are much taller, so I'm gonna put more of these taller shelves all along this wall, even where the bookshelf is and shit, up to the wall. To just expand, just to fit what they got so far. But I mean, as far as it going the way of the Joe 12-inch figures, I mean, what they're doing differently is that they're recreating the O-rings characters, and you know, as long as they keep making money, as long as they keep selling like gangbusters like they are, Lenny's gonna keep making characters. He's a big fan. That's one thing I'm happy about. It's one thing I even like. I don't even believe like the Marvel guys and the Star Wars guys and stuff, and even the Transformer guys. The Transformer guys are pretty solid, but the other guys, I don't see them as much as fans as the G.I. Joe team. Like the G.I. Joe team are truly fans, which might be why shit's so fucked up, is that they're more fans than they are businessmen. But I love it that they're fans, because that means, look, if they weren't fans, this shit wouldn't happen. You wouldn't get visors with words on it. You wouldn't get a blonde cartoon version of CoverGirl. You wouldn't have got a new, okay, we'll give you a new Flint because we know the first one really didn't make Flint fans happy. Flint. You wouldn't get any of that. That's a fan that's doing all that. Even this Starduster dude, that's a mail order. Like only 5 people had it. You had to order send away cereal boxes, like some obscure shit. But that's cool. And that's a fan. Like that's the cool thing about having a fan. There's certain shit that we are getting because fans make this. So for that I'm thankful. I'll bash them to an extent. But I do have to give them that. I do have to say that they are fans, and that's awesome. It's just like James Gunn making the movies. He's a fan. He's a comic book fan, and that's why the movies are comic booky. He said, man, for the money, I'm going to do the PSA sets with the characters and kids. PSA sets. I don't know what you mean. For the money, they're gonna do the PSA sets with the characters and the kids. I don't know. What do you mean? What's that mean? Boom, boom. Did that. But yeah, like shit like this ain't even gonna come out of the box. It's not a figure that they had in the 80s. It's not a toy that I grew up with. So this is gonna get sold or traded to somebody, and I will never buy anything like it again. I'm not doing it no more. I'm not buying it. I don't care how cool it looks. Because that's what gets you. That's what gets me anyway. It'll look really dope. Like some of these made up characters that they did, like that Predator looking dude with the dreads and shit. This one, the skull guy that just came out with the Gatling gun. Like some of these things look really cool. So they'll get you. You'll be like, oh, I gotta have him. But then when you put them on the shelf, and here's my thing. I've seen a lot of shelves. I've watched a lot of YouTube, seen a lot of G.I. Joe classified shelves. And when I see shelves where all those characters and figures are mixed in, it just don't hit. Like, I'm like, damn, like, bro, if you took all those out, it would be such a dope lineup of the original. You know what I mean? It just would feel so cool. And that's it. I don't want them tainting my shelf. They're tainting the shelf. Like, my shelf looks like nostalgia. Everything on my shelf you had as a kid in the 80s. That's the point. So, yeah, if I didn't have it, it's just tainting the shelf, and it's gotta go. Oh, I will talk about that Wednesday. So yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it for us tonight. You know, we chopped it up. We talked about we did a little Fantastic Four versus Superman. We did a little unboxing. We talked about some customizations, some customizing of some figures. We got the retro Flint with Starduster's head because it just fits so much better. One last time. Focus in for me. But yo, Raw Talk, you seen, I texted you. I need a Flint. I need an O-ring Flint. Would you focus, for Christ's sakes, so the people can see the face? There you go. Yeah, that's Flint. Yeah, I think it looks better. Yeah, don't let strangers get your address, bro. And knowing is half the battle. Everything that makes it be direct from Pulse, forget big box stores and shady mom and pop stores. I do have to be thankful for fucking Big Bad Toy Store sometimes, though, because a lot of times when Hasbro sells out, Big Bad will still have that shit. But what I hate is why are you doing Target exclusives that we can't get unless you go to Target the day they put it on the shelf, and they didn't, because look, I know motherfuckers that are selling them out the fucking back of the store before they even release. So like, stop doing that shit, dog. You know why? Target exclusive for who? What's the point? Who does that help? Y'all don't need it. You can sell them from Pulse just as easy. You don't need the advertisement. That doesn't help the brand. You're just hurting us. You're just making it annoying and making people not like the hobby anymore. It's just, honestly, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that head is better. The head that they put with the, I think you were talking about this the other day, but this is the head they put with the Flint, the new Flint, and I hate it because the first head was already bad, and this goofy ass shit. This hokey doke. That don't look like Flint to me. like Flint's funny uncle. But I swapped them, and I think they fit better. Because this head looks more like a goofy superhero off a cereal box, and that head looks more like a battle hardened, leader of men. All right, but there we are, y'all. Like I said, man, we do this every Wednesday and every Saturday at 7 p.m. and Buzz Lightyear looking ass. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 7 p.m., guys. So come chop it up with us. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment in the comment section too. It helps us out with the algorithm. And be safe, man. It is Wednesday, so we'll see you again Saturday. And don't forget,
be water, my friend.